Right everyone, it's a bit rainy here at my place today, so we need some new lights for the boat trailer. So I want to take it out. I did take it out and it runs pretty good, but the lights failed on me, so I'm going to put these new ones on. Bought them from Repco today, so hopefully they go alright. I've also got a new tool, a little butane portable soldering iron, which I want to try out, because obviously where I'm at the moment in the shed, we've got no power, so this thing is hopefully going to be a saving grace to me, and help us wire these lights in today. So at the moment we've got these little brackets, which are currently already made up for it, a bit rusty, and I really want to put them on the guard, but that'll all depend on how much wiring harness I've got in the actual kit itself. So I reckon we'll crack it open and we'll have a squeeze. Okay, so I already have the left hand side done. Move over to the right hand side now, which I've, with the ruler here, marked out our distances. I've gone off this middle point here. This is where your the middle of your light goes through. So I've marked that corresponding with these two here. So these other holes here for the old lights are 100mm apart. New lights, the bolts are 70mm apart. So if we do 100 take 70, that's 30, divided by 2 is 15. So in theory we should be able to just measure 15 to each point, and that will give us our stud mounting holes for the new lights. Now I've marked them out, I'm just going to grab a centre punch here and a hammer and just perfect. It's awesome. Now we'll do, got our drill here, 2mm drill bit. Drill a pilot hole. Now I'll swap this over to the 6mm bit, and this will drill our large holes out. Perfect. We've got our light now. Make our wires nice and straight. Right, so new lights are now bolted up securely. You may see we now have our wires hanging down. So what we'll do, we'll get the harness out and our soldering iron filled up with butane, and we're going to solder those connections up, put heat shrink over the top, and then put tape over to seal them. So yeah, should be enough to keep them good, but we'll just try and make it so that they're nice and clean as well. I should mention that I've also got some conduit to go over the line once we're finished as well, just to hide any mess around, make the wiring harness look like a nice clean job. Okay, so we've got our wires separated here. All I'm going to do now is just twist them together. At least try to anyway. Got a little bit of heat shrink on all of them as well. I'm trying to. They're all bloody falling off on me. Okay. Right, so they're joined together now. So what I'm going to do, well, these are our two earths. The white, what do you call it? White wire is your earth. Red one is your stop lamps. Yellow one is your left-hand indicator, and the brown one is your. And I think they call it like service lights, or I usually know them as your parkers. But I think most of the electrical diagrams I've looked at call them your parking lights. So yeah, we've got our new soldering iron here, so we'll give it a go. We've got the heat up to the full. So it's heating up now. Put that in. There we go. See if it'll melt some solder for us. Oh, it is. Starting to anyway. Hey, that's alright. Okay, so we now got our left-hand lamp wired up, and just as safe call, I will test them before I move into this lamp. We're doing the wires that run the whole length of the trailer. Right here we've got a pretty dodgy setup. I've got my earth lead hooked up to negative, and I've got a positive lead here, which I can jump to our stop, parkers, and our left-hand indicator. So we'll do the stop first. That works good. Next we'll do our parkers. They work. Next we'll do our left-hand indicator. Ooh, that works. Right, sweet as. So that whole left bank of lights is now working. So now what we're going to do is I'll pull this wire out of here, and we have to hook these ones, and also this big long one which is supposed to go up to the front of the trailer. We'll hook that up as well. Right, so this light and this light are now joined. We've also got this long wire here, which is our one that goes right to the front of the trailer. That's all hooked up via these nicely soldered connections, which are now heat treated. Heat shrinked, not heat treated. I'll then wrap some tape around it once I test these lights to make sure they work. And we'll put some conduit over it, zip tie it up so it looks nice and clean, and then we'll put our plug on. Before we do that, as I said, I have to test it. So I'll test this right hand indicator first, which is the green wire. So you can see all contact's a little bit crap. There we go. So that works good. Move over to our left indicator. That works as well. Move over to our brake lights now, because they're a joined wire between this one and that one. That one's working, and so is that one, so that's good. We'll move over to our Parkers now, which is a brown wire here. That one works, and so does that one. Excellent. So now we've got a working set of lights. We can focus on all the small details now, like cleaning up our wiring harness, all of that, taping all that off to seal it up against the elements. Put some conduit in so it's nice and clean. Then we'll run it up to the front. I believe I'm just going to run it along the top of the chassis rail. Don't particularly want to run it inside the rail because that's believed, well, to me, I believe that's bad luck. With how the other lights work and how these are set up. There's a couple of like heat shrinks parts in it where it's been joined, and I don't really want to affect them because at the moment this harness actually works real well, so I don't really want to affect them by trying to shove it through that box section. And furthermore, that's more susceptible to getting corrosion in. So yeah, if I have it out on the top, I can easily wash it off when I get the boat back, and that lessens our chance of the salt water affecting all of our wiring. Okay, so the last thing I've got to do before this trailer is finished is put this new plug on. So the old one it had was all corroded, so it makes sense if I'm going to do all this work to the lights that I replace the plug as well. So it's pretty simple. Well, this one is anyway. This is a pretty easy plug to deal with. Has got a little sheet on the back telling you which one for which will be very handy. I already know the colours, but okay, she's open now. I'll leave that little sheet upside down here so you can see it. There's that plug. So this little back cap screws off. Let's pop that there. And then this inner cap here comes off, but you have to pry apart the actual plug, which allows the point to come out, or the little open terminals, the female terminals. It allows it all to split up into 3 pieces. So I'll do that now, and we'll start feeding those wires in. Okay, so we're ready to wire this trailer plug up now. We've got our internal split, so we've got this piece, that piece, this piece here, and this piece here both have to go on their line. Very, very easy to forget. Also, not that I've done that before ever. So we've now got our 2 main parts slotted on. So what we can do is we can start wiring everything in. So brown one is the easiest. It's always in this middle one here. So we'll tighten our Phillips head screw with a flathead screwdriver. because why not? Then do a tug test. That feels pretty sturdy, so I'm happy with that. I might go a little bit more, crank it down just a little bit. That'll be good. There's number 6 there. Number 6 is our stops, or our stop lights. So we'll tighten that one down. Before I put it all back together, I'll double check all my work as well. It's definitely number 6. Green is number 4. That is our green, not green, right turn signal. So tighten that down. Again, do a little tug test. Make sure she's all nice and secure. White is number 3, so that goes next to our turn signal, right hand turn signal. So slot that baby in. If it doesn't really want to actually. Alright, that should do. Come on. Trying the dog down now. Tug test, that's passed. Then yellow sits in number 1. That is our left hand indicator. It's number 1 there. Slot that in. Tighten that down. Another tug test. It's good. Now I'll just twist all these together. Just makes it a bit nice. Not too much. You don't want to stress the wires out to the point where they're bloody gonna rub on each other too much. Now get this. What we'll do is we'll pop our housing around our plug. I'll try and line it up first. There we go. Pop our outer part of the plug on. Click it tight and screw our little backing lock nut up. Perfect. It's nice and secure now. Rightio. The job seems to be gooder now. I do have working lights now, which is awesome. I know the job's probably to some electricians, or sorry, auto electricians, because this is be your job every day of the week. This probably looks a bit dodgy, so sorry about that. But overall, I reckon it looks pretty clean, honestly. It's clean enough for my needs, and it's safe, which is good. So all my lights work. Now, I'm still fiddling around with where I'm going to route the wire on the top. I'm thinking about putting it through this box section, because obviously this doesn't go through the salt water as much as the back one does. But the problem is, where it was routed originally, which is through here, it was just coming out the bottom, which is very, I know you'd say that, it's very dodgy, it's unsafe, and electrically, or electrical wise, it could be pretty dangerous, could start a fire. So yeah, because if you think about it, you got your tow ball sitting here, your tow bar. If for whatever reason your tow ball comes loose, or something happens, you got a big tow bar and you don't notice, and it happens to be rubbing along that wire, you can have short circuits. You can rub wires out, so you're not getting the proper contact with your plug, which can stop the lights working. And obviously a short circuit is not very good either. It causes sparks and could cause a fire. So I'm probably not going to route it through there, because to me that's a bit dodgy and unsafe. I was thinking maybe I could drill a hole out the side, put a grommet in there so the wires don't end up rubbing through. Not sure yet. I might just zip tie it to the top of this frame rail, and then I can keep an eye on it and fix it if anything bad pops up. But anyway, as I said, I reckon that job's a gooder. We now have a boat trailer with working lights, which is what my aim was. So yeah. Alrighty guys, don't forget to like and subscribe if you did enjoy the video. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.